This is gonna be a weird one, but it's actually kind of a thing. So what if the Mediterranean was in North America? That is the mod we're dealing with today. As you can see from the mini-map, we're also playing with Civ 5. This is called Transposia or something like that. I don't really know, but it's gonna be weird, to say the least. As you can see, we have everyone in their true location where they're supposed to be, if that makes any sense at all. The Aztecs and the Mayans down here in Mexico, but as we move further up north, we have Shanghai, which is, I guess, still Mexico, but also Africa. Carthage here, where they're supposed to be, Rome, France, the Shoshone, and then even the Celts, which, yeah, they're on the Irish island, even though it's not really an island. We also have the Greeks, Byzantium, and the Ottomans, but as we move even further out, we'll discover Washington. And honestly, this isn't even as weird as it gets. We have the Japanese islands out here off the coast of Florida. I have no idea why. And while we're at it, you might as well just throw in Polynesia for some reason here in the Caribbean, since that obviously looks a little strange too. Like I said, this is like a real thing. This is like a lore that's going on, and we're gonna be doing it in a Civ game, which I think is perfect, since all these nations, no matter what continent they're originally from, are all starting off on a level playing field. Actually, you know, I just realized that the Egyptian city of Thebes is technically in Florida, and Arabia is closer to Japan, with Georgia and the Carolinas. Portugal's off to a quick start here in Iberia, or the West Coast, California. They're doing a little bit better than Spain, which obviously that's going to be their big rival. And I'm actually expecting a really good game from Byzantium, since Constantinople is going to be, of course, a canal city connecting the Mediterranean to the Great Lakes. Yeah, no, this is not the Black Sea. That sounds so weird saying out loud. Napoleon just built the Great Wall, which actually might help him a lot here, since I don't know if the Shoshone are going to be as nice as the British. Although, you know, the Celts are still around. They seem to be doing all right. They already got off their Irish mainland, and they're off into Western Canada. You know, I'm expecting the Polynesians to have just a fantastic game here, since they should be able to colonize the entire Caribbean. But Egypt and Arabia could give them a lot of trouble. I'm starting to notice a lot of very freaky similarities between Mexico and the Sahara Desert, which in this case is going to act as a great buffer zone between the Aztecs and Shanghai. If you're wondering why I'm using Civ 5 instead of Civ 6, two reasons, actually. First of all, Civ 6 is still not very easily moddable, even though that game is like 2 years old now. And secondly, Civ 6 AI games suck. They're really not fun to watch at all. I don't know. Civ 5 has always had much better AI onlys. Damn Napoleon! Okay, you need to cool it here. I think he's about to wipe out Portugal in just one huge invasion. That is not a good sign. Okay, that is not a good sign at all. How did Egypt already take Tonga? I don't think the Polynesians have any units, do they? Or just barely. Now, if I had to guess, I believe the Moroccans are probably going to be the first civ to go. Shanghai is attacking them. I don't know if they still are. And I think Carthage is going to get involved as well. And, you know, they could have hidden in Baja California, but nope. The Aztecs got here first. Well, speaking of Montezuma, he's down here attacking the Mayans. And I don't think they're going to do that well. You know what? I think it'd be fine. This civ's used to disappearing. The Byzantine-Greek wars are going to be a pretty big deal out here in the Eastern Mediterranean, although you really don't want to fight Byzantium, not while they have these unique units out. Yep, okay, there go the Moroccans. And I believe Shanghai also picked up Stonehenge as well. That's nice. Portugal is trying to do the final death blow to the last Moroccan city. This is also going to be pretty important. The Americans versus the Iroquois, which Washington doesn't tend to do very well in this situation, mostly in Civ 5. But yeah, the tables have definitely turned. While on the other side of this continent, I believe the Shoshone are just going to take over everything. They'll probably be a major power. I thought there was a chance that the Celts were going to get up here to like Alaska and take some of this land away. Nope, that didn't happen. And unfortunately, Japan has been struggling. They haven't really had a chance to get onto the mainland. They haven't even really been able to colonize their entire island. Arabia's already given them trouble. Oh wow, I'm dumb. Okay, I didn't even realize that Spain died a long time ago. Yeah, the French took them out quite easily, which, I mean, this is, I guess, kind of a good thing. Napoleon needs to be a force that keeps this tribe from the northwest from getting too massive. France is attacking Austria, but luckily for the Austrians, of course, they're being protected kind of by the Alps, which, I don't know, this isn't considered the Rockies too, right? I don't think so. This is probably closer to North Dakota. Oh, and perfect. It looks like Napoleon is going to be the first to colonize Corsica. He likes to live there, usually against his will. So it's turn 150. Let's go ahead and look at some of these stats. So right now, the Shoshone have the biggest population, that shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Remember, they usually start off very well. They also have the biggest military. Just barely though, France is kind of just behind them. The west coast of this continent is actually going to be pretty interesting between these two. The Iroquois have a slightly bigger advantage over Byzantium, which I'd assume is going to be their biggest rival over there in the east, although there's a lot of other civs that they still have to deal with first. And look at that, top 3 spots in terms of most expansive civs so far, most cities, they're all natives. That's a pretty bad sign for the Europeans. Surprisingly, Portugal's doing all right. I thought they'd be dead by now, but they still control California, Oregon, Washington. They're probably gonna die now though. And Songhai is about to get a taste of their own medicine after they took out Morocco, almost took out the Moroccan capital. Carthage is coming down, beating them up, taking a bunch of their cities. I guess the Carthaginians don't have to worry about the Romans coming and enslaving their entire civilization. When it comes to these two native civs that are just doing fantastic up here, you would think that the tundra wouldn't be as valuable as it is, but I've noticed like civ AI games, it doesn't matter at all. Like, it doesn't ever stop them from just completely killing off everyone. Polynesia, man, you guys. But this is pathetic. You lost Samoa to the Egyptians. I feel like there was a chance you guys didn't even try to have a good game here. I was very surprised to see just how well the Japanese were doing in terms of military. I mean, because they're not really doing that well in everything else. They only have 3 cities and not much population, but of course these island-based civs kind of have a pretty big advantage. It's only a matter of time before the Egyptians, I think, eventually fall, as the Aztecs have put a lot of pressure on their west. They lost a city. I think Arabia might come down here and just whoop some ass. Damn, it is still real messy out here in, I don't even know. It's the Great Lakes, Eastern Mediterranean. No one's really been taken out, and it's tough with all the sea tiles. And because this is a scenario mod that I'm using, you'll see the remnants of my dead body just laying out here. Yeah, these tiles are gonna be kind of off limits, unfortunately. But as always, I'm hidden away in the North Pole with my nuclear submarine. Ouch, there it goes. So Askia has lost his capital. Carthage is continuing to grow out here, although this is the Sahara Mexican desert, so I don't really know how valuable this is going to be. Religion's kind of already come and gone since we're playing on deity. By this point in the game, turn 200, it doesn't really have as much of an impact either way. So Islam and Confucianism, both at 23 cities, a couple others that are definitely lagging behind. Yeah, the strategic map mode kind of makes it a little bit easier to see shit. I wish there was a way to zoom out even further. I'm so used to that with Paradox games. Either way, Washington has kind of got himself into a pretty big pickle, an Iroquois pickle. There's no way he's going to keep New York and Boston. Yeah, he's definitely losing that. Well, speaking of losing cities, France is definitely losing this settlement. That's for sure. The Aztecs are probably going to come down here and just jack that. But I get the reason why. This has got to be somewhat close to Louisiana. I mean, I don't really know. Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana might be here. It's northern Louisiana, good enough. Okay, so Carthage has decided to make their own slave nation, as Songhai has been completely wiped out. Morocco's about to die as well. The Aztecs, I don't think are going to be appreciating this too much, though. They've got a large military. I think they might be invading soon. Well, Napoleon has kind of reached all the way down to Iberia, or Arizona, whatever you want to call it, and now even got something across this strait. Kind of surprised he's doing so well. I really wish there was a way to keep the AI from doing this shit. Like, is there really any reason why you want to be in the snow right now? Now they gotta force their people to live in igloos. And of course, because the Japanese never reached out and grabbed the southern part of their island, Arabia did that for them, which could be a great jumping off point if they decide to invade. They're a little bit busy with their invasion of Florida, trying to take Thebes, and there's probably more cities to come just because the Egyptians don't really have a military. Oh shit, Carthage. Okay, can you guys do something with this massive navy? You should probably protect your cities next to the Mediterranean. Baja is not that serious. But you know what? They do have something over here. That's a start, I guess, but you need a lot more. I mean, these are your most important cities, and with France and the Romans, yeah, the Carthaginians might be destined for failure. God damn, Portugal. Okay, you guys just don't know when to die. I don't understand. It's almost turned 250. They've been at constant war, people always invading them. When are you guys just gonna give up? So it looks like Carthage did end up having some trouble, but it turns out it wasn't from anyone across the Mediterranean. It was just Montezuma, and I think he might be getting even more soon. I do want to clarify that the United States are still around, except it's just the United State, maybe. I guess they'll get a participation trophy. Here's a look at the map without any UI, which I actually really like. I think it looks nice. Obviously, this is all Iroquois territory, but you know, I want to do this whole video like this. I thought, you know, it'd be different although you can't really see shit. So here we are at the end, and it's time to figure out who exactly won this. That might be a little difficult though. We practically have a tie. I mean, let's see. Population, the Iroquois technically edge out the Shoshone just by like 3 million citizens. Look at Arabia though, at number 3, and they've got 90 million. That's incredible. As you can see, the political relationship tab is just a huge mess. You can't even read this shit. There's lots of war going on. Most people are just attacking Austria right now. Basically, we have 3 major categories where the Shoshone dominate and 3 categories where the Iroquois dominate. But you know what? I don't even think it matters. The point of this video was like the Mediterranean in North America. And clearly, the natives dominated. Anyways, guys, let me know down below if you'd like to see me do more Civ 5. You know, I have seriously been considering going back and doing a huge 60+ Civ AI game, but this time doing it with a 40-minute video. Just one 40-minute video, kind of like what we did with the Mega Campaign. That'd be really fun. I would like that, but I would need that video to do very well. A 40-minute video obviously takes a lot of work, and it makes me kind of want to kill myself. So I would need that video to obviously not suck. So I don't know, it's still up in the air. And I do want to do the CK2 Mega Campaign before I do anything else. It's still up in the air, I don't know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
A big thanks to Patrick Harvey, Yeetus That Fetus, Raging Fruit, Mr. Fister, Tanner of the Nazareth, Princess Emma, Yeet God McNeckass, Delta Aurora, Dr. Freaky, Abraxas, Ben Moke, Jen's Love Disc, Daddy Seabeans, King Solomon, Kiwi Supreme, Maxi G, Swiss Argo, Bruce Vacation, Matthew E, Elijah Senpai, Spookster, David Diaz, Abrudless, Papa Stalin of the Paintbrushes, Furry Cruz, E, Kirby, and LVC.